Hello everyone, welcome back to an episode of the Guild Wars 1 Let's Play. We are here right now in... Just grab the crew real quick. Alright. Here in the Central Transfer Chamber. I don't think we can show off the Central Transfer Chamber, so we're going to do that right now. Pole star to the vast wheel of Asuran Gates. The Central Transfer Chamber is a magical architectural marvel constructed atop a major pocket of magical energy. The Asuran channel that raw power to fuel all the gates on the network and link them together via this great crossroad transportation. Most of the major gates across Tyria lead to this location. So it's like the hub. It's technically underground, but I think the skybox is just black. But there's all these little gates here. I kind of wish these would go to all the different outposts in Eye of the North. I think that would have been a really cool, like, thing they could have done, but they just kind of are here. They don't really go anywhere. But today is going to be a little bit of a weird episode. We're going to finish up the Dwarven skills. We're going to show off and we're going to show off a side mission. So let's get to that. Destroyer challenge. Come see the fruits of my labor. I've developed a concoction that should be of value when used against the destroyers. Unfortunately, its effectiveness is theory only if I've not tested against the real thing. I need you to do something for me. What's in the presence of a destroyer? Throw this vial to shatter the glass. When the air hits the liquid, it will create a gas which should corrode the destroyer hide and cause it significant pain. You know, give them a taste of their own medicine. It should work, but if it doesn't, I'll use your pay to finance a nice funeral service instead. How do you say? I'll take the destroyer challenge. 4 out of 5 adventurers agree the test is dangerous for your health. Okay, so this does damage to nearby destroyers. So we have to go find some destroyers. How are we going to do that? Well, there's actually a side mission here in this outpost over here. Talking to Consular Bran Oakencast. The Brotherhood of the dragon is in dire help, my friend. Glint calls us for the destroyers have risen to threaten her. Her offspring are in danger. Will you help? Take care of it. So this is a side mission, or a challenge mission, excuse me. Excuse me. This is down here in Prophecies. And this is the... I believe it's called Glints Challenge. The loading screen would have flashed up at the beginning and shown it off. But essentially there's a baby dragon here. And we need to blast through some destroyers. So we're going to try to do this as quickly as possible. We're just going to do some waves. We're not going to do the entire thing. There actually is an end to this one, unlike a lot of the other challenge missions. This one does actually have a legitimate end. Unlike a lot of these other missions. So we're just going to run back and forth here, kill some of these destroyers, try to last with the baby dragon as long as we can. But this is also just a good place to find a lot of destroyers. This is where I farmed the destroyer cores that I needed for that other quest. And we can use his thing here. And I believe that should actually have finished the side quest there. I hope so. I actually don't know where that quest would be, so we're just gonna hope. Yeah, no clue where that actually would be. It's somewhere in this giant quest log. Oh, here it is, Destroyer Challenge. So we're just going to see how long we can hold out. This isn't, like, super necessarily hard to finish, but it's one of those things that you probably want to build more specialized builds for it. I'm kind of just running with my normal heroes set up. but if you're actually, you know, trying to farm this, you probably want to run your own, like run special builds for it. You could really load up on damage if you're using, see this here, this, the dwarven, like, I don't know what you would call it, title. Gives HP back whenever you use a skill on something, so you can probably drop a healer. If a standard comp is like one healer or like 2 off healers and a prot, you can probably go 1 off healer, no prot. Or you probably go 1 off healer and a prot or something like that. Also a very melee heavy mission. Most of the destroyers that come through here are melee, so you can bring some anti-melee. This is not a mission I've done a ton, to be honest with you. I really only do this whenever I need to get destroyer cores, because you can just like flag your heroes, and because it's a mission, you'll actually get drops afterwards, like in the little post-mission screen that pops up that lets you accept all your drops. So I literally just flag my heroes like here, and then I just AFK. Until it's done. That's literally all I do. But the area is pretty cool. Good mission. You definitely can go back and forth like I'm doing here, but I think you're probably better off just like trying to wait and fight them all at once, but I could be wrong about that. As long as they're hitting me, they're not hitting my allies, so. I think I want to mess with some of their builds a little bit. I think Raza could probably use another damage skill. Probably could use a Shatter Hex. Yeah. This is also an okay way to get Dwarven points. It's not how I would do it, honestly. To be honest with you, I'm not even sure what my recommendation for getting Dwarven points would be. Like, if you're trying to max the title. Because the way I would do it is I would personally just go solo a dungeon over and over, but that's in part because I enjoy that kind of content, but also in part because I have individuals who still actively play this game that would let me use consets and stuff, so like getting all the consumables and everything, and it definitely cost-wise is not the way to do it. It would cost way more than like just vanquishing, doing all the missions in hard mode, that kind of thing. This isn't a completionist series by any stretch of the imagination, but if that is your goal and you're trying to do a lot of the Eye of the North stuff like titles and all that stuff, my personal recommendation would be just to go through. If you're trying to get Guam and you don't have a account-wide title to be able to skip the the Eye of the North title, where is it? Is it up here? There's an Eye of the North title essentially for Eye of the North completionism. Right here, Pioneer of the North. This one here is basically for doing everything in Eye of the North, and I do mean quite literally everything. Like every hard mode mission, every normal mode mission, every dungeon in hard mode, normal mode, and every vanquish. And I believe it also includes one more thing. But yeah, it's a process. But if you are gonna do that, I would recommend not worrying about all these Eye of the North titles that have points here until you're done with that, because that'll get you a decent chunk of the way there. But if you can, I would highly recommend trying to get one of the account-wide titles. Whichever one is the easiest for you, you know. But if you even just get one, you get to skip all that, which means you get to skip the entirety of... Realistically, the annoying part is normal mode, hard mode dungeons. Getting to skip having to do every normal mode and hard mode dungeon is a pretty big bonus. And every vanquish in Eye of the North. And all the missions. Actually, you get to skip a lot of stuff. Now, granted, now you have to find a way to get, like, the title point stuff without, you know, the bonus you get from doing all the missions and the dungeons and stuff, but there's probably faster ways to do it, so, you know, at the end of the day, probably worth. Now, which account-wide title track is possible to do? It depends on you and your income. Or how much gold you have. If you have the gold lying around to be able to get something like the UNID one, or like Zaishin, I would recommend doing that, but you need a lot of money to get the Zaishin one. I think the Zaishin one is something like 20,000 keys. So I don't know what going rate is right now for a key, but a lot. So the cheapest one is probably the NID title. I think it's people used to sell 7 NIDs for like 3K or something like that. I have no clue what the going rate is now, but if we just follow that logic, and you need, I think it's 10,000 to max the title. I don't have it completed, but I have it somewhat way through. So it's right here. I think this is the last level at 10,000 here. Let me look it up actually while I'm just chilling here. Yes, this is the final one at plus 21. It gives you a salvaging bonus, apparently. So yeah, 10,000 NIDs. Not bad, but not that bad if you put your mind to it. But yeah, of all the account titles, it's probably the easiest. A lot of the PvP ones are going to be very hard to get. Zaishin is very expensive. Lucky Unlucky is doable, but you have to wait for events and have large amounts of gold stocked up so you can buy tokens and just chill in like the games for a long time. So yeah, Wisdom is probably the easiest. Treasure Hunter isn't super hard, but you will need all the lockpicks there. You can actually also get it by farming eggs during Easter. Honestly, it's only a couple days, but if you want me to be completely honest, I believe the eggs give you 1 point. They either give you 1 or 2 points, and you can probably farm... If you really wanted to, you could probably farm the entire title during that period of time. It'd be pretty rough. You'd have to be going pretty hard, but... Considering how long it would take you to get it just from opening chests, like, it's probably way quicker. If you are going to do Treasure Hunter, I would personally recommend trying to do a place that gives you drops that are actually worth something. But to each their own. You could do one of the faster places. It started into a little bit of a Guam talk while we're just chilling here. I don't know. I'm still debating if I want to go for it. It's a lot of effort to go for it. And to be quite honest with you, like, it never even was necessarily the stuff I like doing in this game. I'm a speed clearer. That's what I like doing, you know. I like clearing the underworld, the Fissure of Woe, and places like that. I probably have, you know, unironically hundreds, if not maybe even up to 1,000 clears of some places. And doing all the different, you know, dungeons were fun, but not doing, and I've never been a huge fan of all the completionist stuff, so despite being a very active player for a very long time, as you see, not that many titles maxed. Never even really went for them. I have plenty of friends who have like 3 or 4 Guams, and I just never bothered to even get one. Not my thing. But if that is your thing, it's a great little thing to try to do. And it is a way to guarantee you'll experience basically the entirety of the game, because you do have to basically do everything. Normal mode, hard mode, vanquishes, cartographer, skill capping, all that stuff. I actually bought the skill one not too long ago. Because one of my goals I would actually like to do, not Guam, but I would eventually like to have every single skill in the game on my ranger here in my main. Little bit of a weird goal, but it is something I would eventually like to accomplish. Side note, we might have some Monster Hunter streams from now on. I just got some friends into playing the game. I restarted Monster Hunter World on a fresh character. I never really played a ton of Iceborne, so we'll probably have some streams of that going on soon, because I am really enjoying that, and I am going to be grinding the ever-loving heck out of that game. So look forward to some of that if you're at all interested over on the Twitch channel. I like how I originally started this off as, I'm not going to finish this, I'm just going to go until, like, we die, and now I'm like, you know what, I actually kind of want to finish it. Oh my god, they have stance rip. This is not the best way to get Dwarven reputation, but this is a way to get Dwarven reputation, so... And I guess technically there are ways you can set it up to be completely AFK-able, so this is a way you could AFK your Dwarven title if you are so inclined. I think you just have to, like, stand here, and you flag all your heroes up here, and just let them sit there, and go the whole time. I know, again, like I said, I'm not really a completion channel, but if you are someone who is looking to go for your Guam, I would highly recommend investing in good heroes and builds and picking a pretty good build out for yourself. It'll make it significantly easier. My builds are by no means the most optimized, but they're pretty close, by all accounts, to an ideal optimized setup, with some minor changes. You look at on the left side there. Just like, you know, 2 or 3 mesmers. If you have more mesmers. More mesmers the better, basically. A healer, a prot, and like a half healer hybrid of some sort. If you're a melee character, I would highly recommend Strength of Honor. Ooh, we actually won. I don't have it right now. I would also highly recommend finishing Winds of Change in hard mode to get the extra Ritualist hero there. Because some setup, like for example, this setup here, but I drop one of these extra ritual, or like this extra Necro here for a Ritualist, or I drop the second Necro healer for an extra Ritualist, would be even better. I got this Cloth of the Brother. This is a hero armor. Not the one I prefer to use. I prefer to use the, I think I use the, can I even see? I don't think these are the deldramor ones. I'm not actually sure off the top of my head. No, they are. Okay, so these are the ones I use. I do end up using the deldramor ones on a lot of my heroes. Yeah, either Primeval or deldramor, it looks like. So oh, I need some more resto stuff. I think everybody else is good with stuff. Yeah, this survivors stuff could change. I should really change the runes on all these characters to better stuff, but like, you know, it be how it be. Sometimes, especially nowadays, it can be a little annoying to try to find all the stuff you need. But that was actually the last Dwarven side quest and the little show off of the, I just realized it's like a helmet over there, the chest of the mission. So we're going to go back and turn in this quest, and then we're probably going to be calling it a day there. So, boop. Back to the central transfer chamber. And let's talk to the High Priest to get our last Eye of the North skill, I believe, that we do not have. Fantastic. Did you blindfold the destroyers before dousing them with my secret formula? Ah, never mind. Now that we know how it works, I'll give you the concoction version I just finished. Don't forget to equip yourself before hunting destroyers. Have fun. Bam. So this is a version you can chuck at destroyers to give cracked armor. Pretty good. And with that, I believe that's every PvE skill from Eye of the North done, at least on this character. But that is going to be the all for today's episode. I want to thank you all for coming out. I hope you have a great day. I hope to see you in the next one where we'll be finishing up the main story. But don't worry, we still have plenty of dungeons and stuff to do after that. But take care. Bye-bye.